Watching movies and dying inside. Watching movies and dying inside.
Hi there, gang, and welcome back to Watching Movies and Dying Inside. Today we're going to be looking at 1980's Dracula, co-directed by Akinori Nagaoka and Minoru Okazaki. This also goes by the name Dracula Sovereign of the Damned and was released in North America in 1983, but the original Japanese anime was released in 1980. So I'm watching this because it's actually an adaptation of Marvel Comics' 1970s book Tomb of Dracula, which featured vampire hunters Quincy Harker, Rachel Van Helsing, and Frank Drake going after Marvel's Dracula. It ran for 70 issues and ended with Quincy Harker sacrificing himself to kill Dracula. He came back. Dracula, that is. Quincy Harker stayed dead. And eventually pretty much every other character got killed off. It was mostly written by Marv Wolfman and was illustrated by Gene Colan. At this point, Tomb of Dracula is pretty much best known for introducing Blade. I've read some of the issues, but not the whole thing. Pretty excited to check it out. I haven't heard great things about it. The voice acting and the dub is a little iffy. So anyway, without further ado, let's dive on in and hope for the best.
Watching movies and dying inside.
Lord of this castle is the tragic and terrifying personification of the cruel...
I guess they're trying to go for kind of a dramatic announcer voice.
Condemned to exist eternally, unliving but
It's a little bit silly, though.
He is known as Dracula.
Yeah, a little bit silly.
His was not the only evil presence in this city, for amongst the mortals there was a group who practiced secret dark deeds.
Some of this exposition seems a little unnecessary because I feel like I'd be able to pick up on what's going on without it.
No excuses!
I mean, they probably didn't need to say these guys were up to no good. I think, the fact that they're in robes and masks, getting tools at a creepy church in the middle of the night, I can read between the lines.
The offering was found worthy, but it was not Satan who received a bride this night. It was Dracula who bore the woman Dolores away from the devil worshippers.
I feel like some of the exposition earlier, I could accept it as like, okay, you know what? They're setting things up. People might not be 100% so sure. But that was completely unnecessary.
The beautiful Dolores had aroused the unholy desires of Dracula, and he intended to claim her for himself.
And again, I feel like we can tell what Dracula's thinking. We don't need.
She would be released from the restricting bond.
Dracula's growls are a little silly. There's I'm not sure exactly even what they are, but there's a group on YouTube who found a 16mm print of this and went through all the effort to restore it as best they could. I kind of feel like there'd be a market for this, like an anime from the 80s based on a fondly remembered Marvel comic. This is pretty interesting. If they did like a brand new dub, that'd probably help get eyes on it too. But yeah, probably the first long-form Marvel animated project and probably one of the first Marvel movies,
How about tossing her in as a bonus?
Oh!
Ow! Hey! Oh! Hey, quit it! Come on!
That was a little bit of an overreaction, but she's not completely in the wrong, if someone's getting a little grabby, it's important to set boundaries.
I have a feeling that when we find Dracula, that's when our real problems will just be starting. How do you feel about that, Elijah?
I guess that dog is cool with it.
While Satan's disciples ponder his words, a smaller but equally determined group is not waiting to press their pursuit of Dracula.
The music hasn't always fit the film very well, but this funky 1970s music is really out of place. I don't hate it, but it's really, yeah.
You see, I am a vampire. I am not Satan. I am a victim of him who made me this loathsome creature, hated and feared by all mankind.
I don't hate you, Dracula.
What?
Come on. I mean, it's cute. He thought that she wouldn't have figured out that he was Dracula, much less a vampire. Yeah, that's cute.
But a strange force gripped me and would not let me carry out my purpose. What is this power?
Now do I realize what that force was.
I guess, yeah, you know, he was having a crisis of conscience, and, you know, people react to that differently.
When we were together, you never took your eyes off me. And when we talked, you spoke to me, not at me. No woman could ever feel more loved, more cherished than you have made me feel every moment we've been together.
Wow, if you overlook all the murder, Dracula seems like a real stand-up guy.
And I'm very curious about that baby. Could it be Dracula's child?
That's a valid statement. Just the intensity with which he said, I'm very curious about that baby. If I haven't made it clear, this movie's a little silly.
Die, vampire! What? Where'd you go?
Oh, no. Oh. I thought the bullets seemed to go, like, in their direction.
Our baby is dead.
Yep.
You killed my son!
Good Lord.
Okay, so you have the vampire hunters tracking Dracula. I think Dracula had himself walled up, and this is their chance to kill him. But he's actually been living on the straight and narrow for the past year with his wife and baby. This whole film is pretty awkward and clunky. The animation is a little stiff and a little bit awkward, and the performances are serviceable. But the drama it's created is working well enough that I'm invested.
My darling baby! Why couldn't you have destroyed me instead of my dear innocent son?
I wish, you know, what he was saying was better written and performed, but the emotion at the core of it, it's coming across. Yeah.
The enemy is going to bring him back to life in an attempt to bring about my downfall by making me confront my own son in a test of his heavenly powers against the black powers given to me by Satan. I must stop it!
That's a bit of a jump. I mean, I guess he's grieving the son, so, you know, not thinking straight, constructed a ridiculous scenario, but, I mean, of all the possibilities,
That poor tortured and tormented creature deserves your mercy.
Is he not the vampire Dracula, servant of Satan?
Is more a victim than a willing servant of Satan, my son. He did not choose to be a vampire, and you must not blame him.
Mother, I have to kill him.
Kill your father?
Oh, okay, so I guess Dracula was right with his preposterous scenario. That's, you know what, I'm just gonna go with it.
You have betrayed me and given comfort to my enemy, you ungrateful wretch. For this you will pay dearly. You shall feel the unholy wrath of Satan Lucifer.
Is Satan's last name Lucifer? I wonder if he has a middle name. That would, you know, that'd be kind of funny.
He's gone to New York City?
Dracula discovered that Satan had taken away his magical powers, and it made him an ordinary mortal man again. He's gone to New York in hopes of finding the vampire Layla, whose venomous bite could restore him. Otherwise, he will die at any time now.
Oh, is there no end to the suffering? I realize I can't persuade you.
I mean, I knew this film combined a lot of different stories from the 70 issues of Tomb of Dracula, but they're really jumping through a lot of stories. Oh, okay. Earlier in the film, there was this vampire lady in New York who I guess had, a bunch of people had been killed, and then she killed this one guy, and oh my stars.
Hey, I found some wine in the refrigerator. Okay if
Sure, you go ahead and pour yourself one. But I don't drink wine.
Right.
What was I talking about?
We know you married a mortal woman and fathered a human baby. It was because of this that Satan took away your powers and your immortality.
Why does that vampire sound like Kristen Chenoweth?
Promised that I would be your wife and then you abandoned me.
What's this? I have my fangs back again! Once more I am master of vampires and lord sovereign of the damned! It must be the air in my castle that restored me! Huh?
Okay, that's a cheat. It's like they just wanted Dracula to be a vampire again. So after all this mishigas, trying to become a vampire and failing, he's just a vampire again. That's a cheat.
We shall go to meet our judgment together.
Okay, well, I kind of wondered if they were going to adapt the end of the Tomb of Dracula run where Harker sacrificed himself to stop Dracula. But I thought, they're probably not going to do that. It'd be kind of rushed and unsatisfying. And then they did it anyway. Okay, so I guess it's over. But the music is still playing. So that was Dracula 1980 / Dracula Sovereign of the Damned. It was flawed. The writing was all over the place. It tried to cram 9 years worth of stories into a 90-minute film, and it failed. There really wasn't a whole lot of emotional depth. It was all it felt like people reading lines. The animation was fine, but stiff. If you know the Tomb of Dracula comics, you'll probably get a kick out of seeing some of the big plot points adapted into animation. There were big problems with it, but it was interesting. I don't know if I'd say I enjoyed it, but I didn't hate it. So yeah, anyway, that was Marvel's Dracula.
I don't hate you, Dracula.
What?